Before we begin, a word of warning, this video was recorded on alpha builds of the game, so things like trainer team composition, abilities, and move effects may vary from beta release. Token Deathmage here. We are once again checking out Pokemon Elite Redux. Elite Redux is the incredible ROM hack developed by a talented team headed by one James Lyons. They've reworked old Pokemon, giving them new types where appropriate, as well as new moves and abilities. There are new evolutions for some Pokemon, and new regional variants called Redux forms. The big draw of the hack is the innate system, where every Mon has 4 abilities.
Take Ace mode this time instead of my usual Elite, because it was reworked and I want to test it out. With all that said, pop in your mouth guard, tape up your knuckles, and channel your anime protagonist energy into your best T-Blast, because it's time for mono fighting. I find Birch being attacked by a Zigzagoon as always, taking my starter Oshawott and using her to slice a Zigzagoon in half with a Razor Shell. We save the professor, who rewards me with a national dex, allowing me to keep my Pokemon and telling us to go find his daughter May. I use the menu to evolve my Oshawott. We then head up to the Pokemon Center, where I'm given a dex nav and all of the competitive items. Using that dex nav, I grab a Rockruff, Crabrawler, Mankey, Yanfu, and Pancham. I then head over to the Adoption Center, using my reserve of starting battle points to buy a Redux Happiny, who right away evolves into the amazing Redux Chansey. The fighting squad heads up to take on May, who is way out of her league. Her starter getting one-shot, ex-Pokemon Goomy nearly getting one-shot as well, but it takes my Chansey down with a Water Pulse, so I go into Hakai the Mankey, finish it off. With May out of the way, we head on over to see our old friend Calvin, who is a lot more casual friendly. His team cut from 6 down to 4. He still leads with his Tink, and we go Hermit, using a fake out to rob him of his ready to action turn, then swapping into Punch Baby, who gets hit by a Play Rough, going down a Focus Sash, switching out with Emergency Exit. I go back into Hermit, and fake out again, and go for a Mach Punch, finishing the Tink off. Poochyena comes out and gets Mach Punched as well. Then comes Diglett, who also falls victim to Priority, but has a Focus Sash to survive, countering with an Earthquake, almost taking my Manfu out, who I swap into Chansey. Second get to a Metal Claw, to go back into Hermit once again and fake out. Calvin's last Pokemon is a Seal, who finishes Manfu with a Flip Turn, so I go into Watt, hitting it with a Karate Chop, reviving a Surf, taking it out with another Karate Chop. Moving on from Calvin, we head over to Petalburg Woods, and in this update, not only is it fixed, it looks beautiful with an amazing new tile set. I also picked up a Quilladin from the Pokeball at the end of the first route. We head on over to save this guy from an Aqua Grunt, preparing to face him in battle. He leads with a Skrelp, and I lead with Hermit, faking it out, then hitting it with a Jagged Punch before being hit with a Sludge Wave. Hermit goes down, and I go into Hakai, who 1-inch punches but doesn't do much, getting hit with a Hydro Pump. His attack goes up thanks to Anger Point, and I do a bit of damage with my next attack, finishing the Skrelp, but being poisoned by Poison Touch. Carvanha comes out, hitting us with an Aqua Fang, Hakai down, so I go into Brienne of Tarth, who tanks an Aqua Fang of her own, damaging the Carvanha with Rocky Helmet, finishing it off with a Body Press. Marini comes out, and I Leech Seed it, getting knocked off, doing a bit of Rocky Helmet damage before losing it. Leech Seed ticks it down at the end of turn, and I swap into Lulu. All of that damage is wasted because it goes for a Recover. Parting Shot out, lowering its special attack. Going into Punch Baby, who manages to survive a knockoff, trying to hit a 1-inch punch, but it doesn't do much. Then Marini goes for a Sludge Bomb. I survive on 3, swapping out with Emergency Exit, back into Lulu, gets knocked off, activating Anger Point, but losing her Eviolite. Going for an Oni Fist, almost taking this thing down, getting poisoned. At the end of turn, Leech Seed finally finishes it, and with that, the Aqua Grunt is defeated. And an ever-so-grateful Devon guy gives us an EXP share that we don't need. Following the fight with the Aqua Grunt, and a couple more along the way, my team and I make our way to Petalburg, where we challenge the first gym leader, Roxanne. The Rock-type Master leads with an Anorith, who gets a 1-inch punch by Punch Baby, retaliating with an Aqua Cutter, activating its Focus Sash, and emergency exiting it out into Scraggy. Scraggy gets an X-Scissor to the face, then finishes the Anorith with Power-Up Punch, and goes into Redux Noibat, Rock Ghost type, which is incredibly appropriate for her. Swap into Punch Baby to let it die to the Fly, then go into Brienne, taking a Fly of her own, allowing it to take a bunch of damage from Rocky Helmet and Life Orb, as well as Rough Skin, before being seeded. Next turn, I protect its me with another Fly, going down to all the periodic damage. As Roxanne brings out her Corsola, who also gets seeded, it finishes Brienne with a Power Gem. So I go into Kasumi, who hits a Karate Chop, almost taking the Corsola down and getting trapped in a Whirlpool. A second Karate Chop finishes the Corsola, and Roxanne goes into her Nose Pass. who also gets karate chopped, then retaliates with a thunder wave. It hits Sumi with a flash, super effective, not doing much, and another karate chop takes it out. Roxanne goes into her leap. I bring out a Kai. He goes for a 1-inch punch, taking it down in one shot, giving us our first gym badge. Post Roxanne, we get a bunch of neat stuff, including a rock fighting Lycanroc form, a Redux Raticate who's poison fighting, and Ladian who's essentially bug fighting flying thanks to its abilities. Heading into the cave, we face off against an Aquagrim who leads with a track cloak as we go punch baby. You turning out to Kasumi, who lives the Shadow Claw, striking back with Night Slash, taking out the track cloak. The next Pokemon that comes out is a Drifblim, who also gets Night Slashed, going down to half, before finishing Kasumi with a Thunderbolt. Healing up a little bit with Soul Eater as I go Balto, taking it down with a Rock Slide. The Aquagrim brings out a Krabby next, so I swap out into Brienne, comes in on a Hammer Arm, as the Krabby takes a little bit of damage from Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet. I set up a Leech Seed, then get hit by next Scissor, which almost takes me out. My Leech Seed keeps me alive, and I finish the Krabby off with a Body Press. The Aquagrim then brings out a Clodsire, who also gets seeded, going for an Earth Power and finishing Brienne, so I bring out Balto again, going for the route of trying to flinch it with Iron Head. It works and I get a flinch, going for another one, and getting it amazingly, allowing Leech Seed to do a little bit of work. Third Iron Head finishes the Clodsire off. Aquagrim then brings out a Carvana, which gets taken out by a Jaw Lock, finishing the Grunt off as he returns to Devon Park. The old guy comes and thanks us for giving us his bird, returning us to the city. We give the Devon parts to this guy, who takes us to meet his boss. He asks us to go find his son, Steven Stone. On the way out of town, we run into May, who wants to battle us once again, proving that she's not such a loser like last time. She leads with a Swellow, which gets one-shotted by Punch Baby. Going into Starmie next as I U-turn out. Kimberly comes in on a Blizzard, getting Frostbitten. Then going down to a Thunder next turn before she gets to do anything. So I go back into Punch Baby, and U-turn out again, finishing the Starmie off. As I go in a Splinter, it goes Rapidash, high horsepowers, one-shotting it, so I swap out into Kasumi, and go for a Razor Shell, taking down her Fire type, being burned in the process. She then brings out her starter, Grovyle. He goes for a Leaf Storm as I swap out into Punch Baby, allowing an emergency exit to take the hit, sending me out into Brienne. As it goes for a Hidden Power. I Body Press the Reptile, nearly taking it down. Goes for a second Hidden Power, then a second Body Press puts it in the ground. As May brings out a Brune Breakus, which gets Leech Seeded, going for a Shadow Claw, taking a little bit of damage from my ability and my item. I go for Protect next turn, allowing Leech Seed to hit it a little bit. Then swap out into Punch Baby, sacrificing it so that I can swap into Kasumi and hit a Violent Rush Razor Shell. Second Razor Shell almost takes it down, and we manage to live an Earthquake, reviving our burn that we can finally finish it. Ending May, who offers to give us a ride to the old man's house where he sails us across the ocean to Dewford City so that we can find Steven Stone and our next gym challenge. And holy crap, there's a new tile set here too. What? We walk into this cave to find Steven Stone, and we're like, hey, your dad sent us, and he's like, hey, fight me. Leading with a Mawile, as we lead Punch Baby, going for a Fire Punch, getting a burn, allowing us to survive a crunch. I swap out into Brienne, who easily lives away rough, and all the periodic damage takes out the Mawile, as Steve swaps into his Greydilly, so I go back into Punch Baby, sacking into a Power Jump, but I can get a clean switch into Lulu, who tanks a critical Giga Drain, axing at its attack, going for a 1-inch punch, one-shotting the Greydilly. As Steve brings out his Metang, who falls to an Oni Fist. He then brings out new Redux Larian, finishing Lulu off with an Aqua Tail. So I go into Chungus the Hariyama, using a Fake Out to stall a turn so that I can get burnt. Tidal Throw takes it out, and honestly, this fight is crazy easy compared to the Elite Mode 1. Steve out of the way, I head over to the second gym battle, and honestly, I'm super excited to see the rework team that Brawley's rocking with. He leads with the Redux Pawniard, an amazing choice, super appropriate, and not overbearing for this stage of the game. It hits a Mach Punch on Punch Baby, swapping her out with Emergency Exit. I go into Kimberly, who also gets Mach Punch but handles it easy, going for a Power-Up Punch of her own, taking the Pawniard down and raising her attack. Pomo comes out next, taking Kimberly out with a Wild Charge. I go into Brienne, and it hits a gem-boosted Cutesy Slap. Incredible strategy. It manages to get the Charm on me too. Taking a bit of damage from my item, I go for a Leech Seed, then a Protect next turn. Body Press almost takes it down, and a Leech Seed finally does. Brawley then goes into a Low Kicks, another incredibly appropriate Mon form, which Brienne survives an attack from, switching it out with its eject button with Toxicroak. Jeez, the strategies on Broly is just crazy. Go into Chungus, faking the Toxicroak out, get Poison Bites, Poison Touch, almost getting taken out by a Critical Sludge. I then finish it with a Heavy Slam. Brawley goes into Hariyama of his own, going for a Vital Throw, and getting Vitally thrown back. Both Hariyama on the red, mine is faster, and I managed to take his down, before getting taken out by the poison. Go into Defib, my Pomo, taking a Fake Out on his Low Kicks. I then swap out into Gale, gets taken out by the Low Kicks before he gets to do anything with that big leak. Going back into Defib, finishing Brawley off, getting the Knuckle Badge.
And with Knuckle Badge in hand, we head on over to what is arguably the peak over the game difficulty, the Slateport Aqua Gauntlet, where you have to take on 3 guys without healing. The first run kicks things off with a Gloom, that with the grab off level. Takes an energy ball, taking an anchor point boost. Impact is smashing realities, and destroying rain. After healing up with the Shell Bell, I take another energy ball, surviving again, going for a hammer. With a little bit of damage to the Gloom, recovering a smidge of HP, allowing me to survive on 10. Smashing realities takes the Gloom down. Low Kicks comes out next, finishing Eugene off with a U-turn. So I go into Hermit, gets a cheap tactic scratch, goes for a fake out, and into Low Kicks with a Jagged Punch. Off the first Aqua Grow, so that we can take on the second guy, who leads with a Poliwrath. I lead with Brienne, going for a Spiky Shield, setting up a Leech Seed, as the Poliwrath goes for a Focus Punch, which we just barely survive. Next turn, I stall out with Spiky Shield, allowing Leech Seed to do a little bit. The following turn, I go for a Body Press and a Rocky Helmet and Leech Seed combo, finish it off, and the Aqua Guide goes into a Swalot. It takes a little bit of damage from spikes. I set the Leech Seed on it before it goes down. We have Goro the Machamp, going for a Seismic Fist. Gets hit by an Ice Beam, going for another Seismic Fist, baiting the Swalot's Berry, and healing it up as well. We go back and forth before I'm finally taken out by an Acid, and Hermit around once again, repeating his Scratch Fake Out combo, and then ending it with a Mach Punch. Forcing the Aqua Guy's boss Archie to come out and challenge me. He launches into a speech about his ideals before taking the battle off with a Crobat. So I lead with Defib the Pawmot, going for a fake out, doing a little bit of damage before eviscerating his bat, and goes into a Sharpedo next, which also gets taken down by a Thunder Punch and bring out a Gabite Redux. Again, but his last Pokemon isn't a Water Red, so I can't Thunder Punch it, and instead go for a 1-inch punch. Getting Soil Drain. Nearly getting one shot myself. Going down to just 2 after the Leech Seed. Going for a second 1-inch punch, taken out by an Absorb. So I go into Hermit once again, and his tried and true combo finishing Archie's last Mon, getting us through the gauntlet, and earning the praise of the scientist who hands over 7 parts. We take our gift and continue heading north past a couple more trainers, where we run into Wally at the gates of the next gym. He wants to prove himself in front of his uncle, so he challenges us to a battle. Meeting with a lady in that absolutely scared the crap out of me. It survives a Razor Shell from Kasumi, going for a Dizzy Punch, taking her down, forcing me into Splinter. He likewise gets Dizzy Punch, but survives thanks to his fur coat, countering the fight, taking the lady down, and healing up with a Shell Bell, as Wally goes into a Delcatty, goes for a fake out, Hyper Voice, nearly finishing my rat. Sets up a Swords Dance, a wasted turn as the Delcatty takes it down. I swap out into my new Blade Redux, but it gets taken out by Wally's Blade, so I go into Punch Baby. The Ghost Type Secret Power taking the Blade out. Delcatty comes back in and gets crit by a 1-inch punch. Wally brings out a Beartick, which goes for an Ice Shard, taking Punch Baby down to a Focus Edge, activating Emergency Exit. So I go into Goro, which seems like a Tracer plan. He survives, Ice Super Crash, going for a Drain Punch, and then a Bullet Punch. Not quite enough though, the Beartick survives. So I go into Brienne, and use a Body Press, nearly taking it down, finishing it with the second one, moving Wally out of our way, allowing us to finally proceed to the third gym. Watson time, and we get to check out another one of the reworked Ace Gym leaders. He leads with a Lantern, and I lead with Makai going for a Polka, getting paralyzed by a Thunder Wave. I go full Parrot next turn. The Lantern outspeeds, hitting a dive, and I counter with Phantom Glove, one shot into Lantern, as Watson brings out a Ghost Type of his own, the Redux is Cloud, who also gets one shot by a Phantom Glove. His third Pokemon finally finishes by Annihilate with a Thunder, so I go into Defib, he hard swaps into a Magnezone on the QT Slab. I swap out into Goro, who takes a Bug Buzz, and manages to survive a Magnet Bomb, going for a Drain Punch on the Steel Type. Fairy Arachide comes out next, surviving a Holy Punch, and goes for a Drain Fist, taking out the Dragon. So I go into Hitmonchan, take it out with a Seismic Fist. The Manectric likewise falls to a Seismic Fist. Watson's last Pokemon is Clotificer. I swap into Defib, just barely surviving an Ice Beam, chipping it with Fake Out, and go down to a Frostbite. I go with the Splinter,
survives an ice beam himself, setting up a sword stance. Hitting Mach Punch, finishing Bonificer off the priority. Getting us past Watson, earning the Dynamo badge. Yet another rebalanced Beast Mode fight I'd like to show off. Winston used to be a complete roadblock, but he's been made much more manageable. His team cut from 6 to 4. We use our priority combo to take out his Weavile. Turning out on the Meowstic. I go in a Punch Baby who gets absolutely destroyed by a Pixie Beam. So I go back into Hermit again, finishing Meowstic with a Fake Out. Rolls out of Marowak, so I swap in Brienne, who takes massive damage from Aerial Ace. First Spiky Shield and getting a lead. A second Aerial Ace takes my not out, so I go into Kasumi into the Frost Brand. Hydrapple comes out, and scared if the grass type attacks, I swap into Hermit, rightfully calling the Giga Drain. I do a tiny bit of chip before being taken out by a Fickle Beam, going back around to Kasumi, and hitting a Frost Brand, but Hydrapple survives, getting up with Giga Drain. So I go into Goro, try to end things with a Dragon Hammer, but it survives that too, taking out my champ in one shot, forcing me into my last Pokemon, Redux Aegislash, finishing it off with a pure Channel. We finally make it to the next town, and May runs up all frantically, asking us to come help some scientist Cosmo with some Team Magma guys at Meteor Falls. Me and the team roll up to this cave to give May a hand, challenging the Magma Grunts with a bunch of new guys. They lead with Ninetales and Sharam, and May leads with a Pikachu and a Dress, while I lead with Blunder the Tarmanitan. Blunder one-shots to Ninetales, while May's Pikachu goes down to Sharam. As she goes into a Swampert, the Magma guys send out their Lilligant. Swampert gets one shot by the Lilligant's Leaf Blade. Blunder goes for a Seismic Fist and a Cherrim. The Magma guys then bring out a Sagaractus. May brings out a Sliggoo, which gives Karate Chop. Then nearly goes down to Leaf Blade. Sagaractus goes for a Horn Leaf into Flamingo, which in turn almost takes the Lilligant down. In turn, May's Sliggoo gets taken out, as does the Lilligant, as they go into a Houndoom Redux. I Brave Bird, taking out the Sagaractus. Just about going down to its sharp edges and being taken out by the Houndoom. Going into my last Pokemon, I Head Smash the Houndoom, taking it out, being damaged by a Heat Wave and getting an attack buff from Anchor Point. Another Head Smash almost takes out the Arcanine, and I go into the red, just barely hanging on, taking the Arcanine down and winning the fight. After that, Archie comes in to kick the Magma guys out, and we follow them up to Mount Chimney. After clearing out his minions, we prepare to challenge the leader of Team Magma, Maxie, and this guy's been made a lot easier in the rework, as he's now not playing on permanent Mega Mode. He does, however, still have a team of 6 Pokemon, so he's no pushover. I lead with Blunder, now unleashed into his Aura Farmer form, one-shotting the Rotom with a Seismic Fist, taking the Reverum out with a Seismic Fist as well. Maxie then goes into his Venusaur, so I swap out into Punch Baby, coming in on a Giga Drain and using Emergency Exit to pivot. I swap into Minos, going for a Violent Rush Raging Bull, nearly taking the Venusaur down. It retaliates with a Venoshock, giving me an attack buff, allowing me to take it out with a second Raging Bull. As Maxie goes in with his camera up, so I swap into Goro. He doesn't survive a second Soil Drain though. I swap into Blunder, going for a Jagged Punch, not quite taking the camera out. So Blunder goes down to a Soil Drain as well, and I bring out the Ninja Assassin Kasumi, finishing the camera up off with a Razor Shell. She survives a Flash, and cuts the Porygon up with a Secret Sword. Doing the same to the Swilos, surviving a Dragon Pulse and taking it out in seconds. She even threatens to stab Maxie before I have to be like, hey, down girl, it's okay. Magma shenanigans out of the way for now, we head on over to Lava Ridge Town to take on the Fiery Flannery with our fighting force. She leads with the Sunflora, and I lead with Blunder, one-shotting the flower with a Jagged Punch after it takes up the sun. Flannery then brings out a Torque Temple, so I swap into Punch Baby, and the Solar Beam takes us down to Focus Sash. So we swap out with Emergency Exit, going into Calypso, the Redux Aegislash, having the Torque Temple with his Blade Arts. Goes for Iron Defense, which doesn't matter, my arrows do special damage. She's tickling us with a Lava Plume, going down to a third Blade Arts. Flannery then brings out her Ceruledge, and I go out into Punch Baby, sacrificing her to a Shadow Claw, and then we switch into Blunder, going for a Jagged Punch, taking the Ceruledge down to its Focus Sash, setting up Stealth Rocks, and raising its speed with Deep Armor. It goes for a Solar Blade to Blunder down, so I go into Kasumi, finish it off with a Razor Shell. Flannery then brings out an Executor, which gets hit by a Frost Brand, one-shotting the Grass Dragon, so she goes into her Redux Arcanine, and I swap out into Goro, surviving a critical extreme speed. I'm taking a Flare Blitz. He hits back with a critical Drain Punch, taking out the Arcanine and giving the back with damage. Flannery then brings out a Magcargo, which gets Drain Punched as well, finishing Flannery off, and earning us our 4th badge. Upon exiting the gym, there's now a cutscene where May congratulates you on getting the Heat Badge. Flannery comes out of the gym,
and tells you about Sun Hollow Ruins, a new area where we have to go fight Team Magma. Making our way through the sandy cave that takes us to Sun Hollow, I take a second to appreciate all these gorgeous new tiles. And look at this, Dewug, Pentadug, and the most glorious of them all. Make our way through some more deserts after taking out the Wugs and Dugs, eventually finding Norman, who asks us to take over and battle for him. So we square off against this Magma guy, who leads with an illegal version, gets a little bit of chip damage, and then swap out his pants, taking his Shadow Ball, taking his card with a submission. Sneasler comes next. One swap in a Blunder, take the Poison type out with a Seismic Fist. Skuntank comes out after that, one going down to a Seismic Fist as well, but healing up with a Fairy, doing a bunch of damage with Belch, getting hit by a second, and goes down. Squallop comes out, taking Blunder out with Thunderbolt. Fairy Farman asks us to sneak through Team Magma's base though, and a stealth segment ensues. We make our way to the pyramid, where Norman introduces us to his friend Brandon, and the three of us witness Team Aqua charge through, creating a distraction so that we can reach the top, where we have to have a battle with Admin Courtney. She leads with her Ninetales, and I lead Blunder. For a Jagged Punch, one-shotting the Fox after it sets up the sun. Our next Pokemon is a Charizard, who tries to use a berry to survive and goes down as a set of stealth runs. Now Redux comes out next. Team falls to a Jagged Punch, swap into Calypso, and Courtney brings out her Bramble. My axe almost goes down to a lovely bite, but it survives going for a home collection by a Barbie berry. Top 10 takes me down with the Tectonic Fangs, and I go into Kasumi, taking it out with a Razor Shell. Courtney's last Pokemon is a Lilligant, so I swap into Eugene, for Abominable Evolution, Crap Bruiser. Using his Tactical Vest to take a bunch of attacks and get a bunch of Anger Point boosts. I actually literally with an Ice Head. Defeating Courtney, the evil team clears out, and Norman begins to question Archie. Like, hey, aren't you guys kind of evil as well? So they clear out too. And Dad invites us to a gym challenge at Metalburg. So we head on over, running past all the gym trainers to grab our Mega Bracelet, as well as a bunch of Mega Stones. Megas in hand, we return to fight Dad after clearing out most of the gym trainers. He kicks things off with a Tauros, and I lead with Calypso, the no Mega Aegis/Redux. The fire sets up spikes, and we take a Blizzard. Take Frostbite in the process, so our triple arrows doesn't quite kill. The Tauros hits back with a Hyper Beam, very Gen 1, taking Calypso down, so we go in a Punch Baby, and finish it off with a 1-inch punch. Flame comes out next, and I swap out in a Blunder, barely surviving a dual Wing Beat, but being taken out by its priority, going into Eugene, who takes a Blaze Kick like a boss, smacking the Talonflame down with a Crab Hammer. Porygon Z comes out next, setting up the first room, and I swap into Kasumi, which ends up being a bad switch because it hits a Zap Cannon, taking Kasumi out with the second one. So I go back around in a Punch Baby again, hitting a Meteor Mash, getting a Attack Boost and taking the Porygon out. As a Zumbrel comes out, so I swap back into Eugene, who's barely hanging on after a Play Rough, and he'd be taken out by a Whirlpool. Splitter comes out next, looking for a Poison Jab, surviving a Play Rough thanks to his Poison typing, taking out the Fairy. Norman then goes into a Sawsbuck, which gets poisoned when it hit the Fury attack on me. Surviving the Poison Jab on one, going down, Norman then brings out his Bayonet, Mega Evolve, hitting a return on Splinter, as I go for a Sword Stance. We survive a second return, go for a Bite. The Bayonet uses some Spectral Thief and steals our boost. Healing up for the Soul Eater and taking my Rat out, forcing me into Punch Baby, who takes it out with an Outrage, defeating Norman, and earning us the Balance Badge. Now that we can surf, we head east where we run into Sleeping Stone once again, who challenges us to a battle, leading with a Genesect as I lead Blunder, going for a Jagged Punch. Genesect survives, coming back with a Steel Beam, taking me down. So I go into Minos, as Steve brings out his Metagross, scares me out at Brienne, who tanks a Zen Headbutt, survives the second one, allowing Rocky Helmet to do a bit of damage. Third Zen Headbutt takes her down, and we get the bleed with Spike Armor, as I go into Pants, whose Intimidate doesn't work because of Full Metal Body. We survive a Meteor Mash, going for a Submission, taking out the Metagross, as Steve goes into a Mawile, which intimidates me itself, so I swap out into Minos, getting a couple Anger Point buffs for its attack, taking it down with a Raging Bull. Steve then brings out Redux Aggron, So I go back into pants again, rip and intimidate, hitting submission, taking it down to half, as it sets up stealth rocks with the bullet. The second submission almost takes it out, but it hangs on, finishing pants off. So I go into Hermit, finish it off with a fake out. Escargonite comes out next, getting hit by a jagged punch, hitting back with a rock breaker, which Hermit just barely survives. The second jagged punch takes it to about half, and I'm finished by an ember. So I go into Kazumi, hitting the razor shell, taking the snail down. Aegis Slash comes out next, and I fall for the King Shield trap before hitting a Night Slash, which it just barely survives. Countering with a Shadow Ball, before being taken down by a second Night Slash. Allowing us to move on to the weather station where we have a battle with Aqua Admin Shelly. Kicks things off with a Sneeze Slur, as I lead Eugene, getting hit by a Fake Out, and then a Cross Chop, being poisoned by its ability, but netting 3 Anger Point buffs, smacking back super hard with an Ice Hammer, taking the Sneezler out. Redux Infernate comes out next, Mega Evolving, going for a Drain Punch, which manages to take Eugene down. So I go into Calypso, who survives a Cutesy Slap, hitting back with a Spirit Jackal. The second Cutesy Slap takes my Aegis Slash down, so I go into Brienne. My Spiky Shield up, getting a 3 on the monkey, before being hit by a Cutesy Slap, which takes it out with my Rocky Helmet. Road Up Ice comes out next, so I swap into Kazumi, tanking an Ice Beam, hitting back with a Night Slash. And thanks to a crit, we take the Rotom out. So Shelly brings out her Meowscarada, which falls to a Sacred Sword. She then goes into Basket Legion, who handles the Night Slash easily thanks to its ability of only getting 1 shot instead of 2. I swap into Brienne, almost being taken out by an Ice Beam, setting up a Leech Seed to get some periodic damage going. Also making shielding next turn, then swapping back into Kazumi, going for another Night Slash, before being taken out by a Shadow Ball. So I go into Blunder, and finish this fish off with a Plasma Fist, as Shelly goes into a Bronzong. So I swap back out into Brienne, setting up a Leech Seed again, and going for a Spiky Healing, as the Bronzong starts to recover. I swap out into Blunder, going for a Seismic Fist, doing a sizable chunk of damage, while we get taken out by a Gyro Ball. So I go back to Brienne once again, going for a Body Press, which it survives, before being taken out by Leech Seed at the end of turn. After defeating Shelly, the Aqua guys clear out. We go back outside, where we have one final fight with May. She leads with her Linoon, and I lead with Punch Baby. Seeing the extreme speed coming from a mile away, I swap out into Goro, taking her attack, getting a stamina buff. We get flinched by a headbutt, and then take another one, before hitting back with the Drain Punch, taking the Linoon out, and hitting back most of the damage. May then goes into her Pikachu in a dress, which hits a Pixie Beam, obliterating my fighting Dragon type. So I go into Blunder, and punish her Electric. May then goes into Fan Towel, and I swap into Fans. We then miss an attack ourselves, getting hit by an Air Slash, before going for a Head Smash, doing significant damage. The Fan Towel takes Pants out, and I go into Kasumi. Finish it off with a Frost Brand, as May pulls out a Rabsca, which survives my Night Slash, hitting back with a Psychic Noise, taking Kasumi down. So we go into Blunder again, hitting a Jagged Punch, and squashing the bug. As May goes into her Goodra, I swap into Punch Baby using Emergency Exit to pivot, into Eugene, who gets hit by a Spin Out, before hitting back with a Megaton Hammer, nearly one-shotting Goodra. The second Megaton Hammer takes her bulky dragon down, and May swaps into her last Pokemon, Sceptile. Mega evolves, going for a Dual Chop, only further raising my attack, saving its fate for Ice Hammer to take it out. And with that, we retire May, and we're able to move on to Fortress City, the location of our next gym battle against the Flying Master Winona. Winona's a double battle, and she kicks things off with a Corviknight and a Swallow, as I lead with Blunder and Defib, taking out her Corviknight, go for a Jagged Punch with Blunder into the Swallow, taking the bird down, as Winona sends out a Furbius. I go for a Thunder Punch on the Corviknight, it has a Barrier to Weaken it, go into Gohan, Lucario Y, and Kasumi providing another win. We hit a Flash Cannon on the Corviknight, taking it out. Kasumi goes for a Frost Brand into the Furbius. Redux Skarmory and Aerodactyl come out next. Aerodactyl takes Gohan out with a Head Smash, and Kasumi manages to survive off Lane Cone, hitting back with a Razor Shell, taking out the Skarmory. I go into Eugene, and Winona goes into Altaria, and he falls, as Kasumi slices up the Aerodactyl with a Razor Shell. He then gets taken out by an Echo Voice from Altaria, who in turn gets Ice Hammered as I go into Balto, finishing her off with her Jagged Fangs, turning us to Feather Badge, allowing us to proceed on. We make our way to Mount Pyre, where on the way up we run into the crew rep who wants the battle. He leads with Mawile, and I lead Punch Baby. Ignoring the Intimidate with Vital Spirit, we turn out, going to Brienne.
gets hit with a level bite, allowing the rocky helmet to do a little bit of damage, getting a bleed with shell armor. Malwa goes for a lovely bite again. Being crit on our spiky bits more, as I set up a leech seed. I spiky shield next turn so that I can let the periodic damage take it out, and the Recruit Trainer then goes into an Absol, and it evolves. I spiky shield again, surviving a flamethrower, switching out into Blunder, going for a jagged punch, one-shotting the Absol. Sabrina comes out next, so I swap into Eugene, who survives a drop kick, and then a high jump kick. Getting Anger Point boost, hitting back with Ice Hammer, as Golurk comes out, finishing Eugene off with a Meteor Mash, so I go into Kasumi, and Razor Shell, taking it down thanks to the defense loss. Swampert comes out next, so I swap back out into Brienne, who survives a Seismic Fist, getting a bleed with Shell Armor, and going for a Leech Seed. We Spiky Shield again, to stall a turn out, and Swampert takes a bit of Rocky Helmet damage after jet punching, being finished off by a Body Press, as Kecleon comes out, getting fled by her Spike Armor on Scratch, taking Rocky Helmet damage as I set up a Leech Seed. He tricks our items, giving me a Toxic Orb, so I swap that into Punch Baby, and it tricks the items again, now having a useless Focus Sash, getting me Rocky Helmet. I U-turn out, going back into Brienne, getting tricked once again, before it goes down to a Leech Seed, allowing us to move to the top of the mountain where we fight a bunch of Aqua guys, culminating with a back and Matt. He leads Barbarnacle, and I lead Brienne, who gets hit by a Razor Shell, allowing the Rocky Helmet to do a bit of damage thanks to its multi-hit. We're hit by a second Razor Shell, which actually almost takes the Barbarnacle down, so I finish it with an Iron Head, as Matt goes into a Gyarados. I swap out in the Splinter. Wrong move because it goes for a Zen Headbutt, but I do manage to get it with Poison Touch, going back into Brienne, taking a Zen Headbutt, allowing Rocky Helmet to chip it. Redux goes for a Pyro Ball, which I totally forgot that it had, as I set up a Leech Seed. Stalling on a turn with Spiky Shield, so that the Leech didn't finish it off. Matt brings out his Blastoise next, and evolve into the physical variant, finishing Brienne with an Ice Punch before being bled by her ability. I go into Kasumi next, with a Sacred Sword, getting the Blastoise out. We lose our speed buff thanks to the Airy Fog, but still manage to outspeed this Carnivine, hitting a Frostbrand. We're being hit with the Fertile Fangs, almost being taken out in one shot, then being finished off by a Crunch. Carnivine heals up with Jaws of Carnage, and I go into Eugene, who survives a Snap Trap, hitting back hard with an Ice Hammer. Machamp comes out next, going for a Revenge, before being Ice Hammered as well, and Matt's last Pokemon comes out and a little bit up, knocking off my Tactical Blast, before being hit by a Crab Hammer, taking a ton of damage and getting bled. We take a bunch of damage from the poison, and then get hit by a knockoff, finishing the muck off with a Crab Hammer, allowing us to move past Matt, where normally Archie would just run away, but in the new patch we now have a battle with him. He leads with a Lantern, and I lead Brienne, being hit by an Ice Beam, going for a Leech Seed. I Spiky Shield next turn, to stall out and heal up a little bit, before being hit by another Ice Beam, going for a Body Press, getting a bleed, but not quite getting the turn down, allowing all my dots to finish it off. Crobat comes out next, and evolving, going for an Aerial Ace, finishing Brienne off, so I go into Eugene, who survives an Aerial Ace, hitting back with an Ice Hammer and taking out the bat. Archie then sets out his Goobra, which goes for a Flash Cannon, almost taking Eugene down, but being taken out by a Megaton Hammer in turn. Torpedo comes out next, finishing Eugene off with a Crunch. I go into Splinter, taking a Death Roll, setting up Swords Dance. Torpedo takes a little bit of poison damage, and I go for an Obstruct next turn, lowering its defense, allowing me to take it out with a Mach Punch, healing up Polluter as Archie goes into his Wishy-Washy. I Obstruct again, getting a defense drop on its flip turn, going for a Dire Claw, doing a big chunk. He swaps out into his Garchomp, going for a Shadow Claw, managing to get a boot on my Rat as I Swords Dance up again, and then Obstruct. Surviving another Shadow Claw, hitting back with a Dire Claw, before being taken out by an Aqua Cutter. So I go into Kasumi, really hanging on after a Shadow Claw to take it out with a Night Slash. Sending Archie back into his Wishy-Washy, who gets sliced by a Sacred Sword, taking Kasumi out with an Earthquake, before it goes back to its pathetic little form, Gohan finishes it off with a Flash Cannon. We're then told to head over to Magma Base, where we find Nexi doing stuff with Groudon and have to thwart his plans, challenging him to a battle.
He kicked off with the Deoxys, going for an extreme speed before being hit by a super effective drain punch because of his inverse ring. Uragan Z then comes out, going for a Volt Tackle, almost one-shotting Goro before being taken out by a Dragon Hammer. Bronto Nana comes out next, hitting a Goro Blast, taking Goro out, but suffering considerable recoil as I go into Kasumi, hitting a Frost Brand, hitting a crit, and a speed buff from Adrenaline Rush. BHM comes out next, a very cool choice, hitting a Glitzy Glow on Kasumi, taking it out in one hit, and a Hermit, taking it out, then swapping to Pinky, who gets taken out by a Glitzy Glow as well, going back into Hermit, taking out again for a U-turn, Balto, who too gets destroyed by a Glitzy Glow, and you can see where this is going, finishing it off with a U-turn, out into Blunder, as Maxi goes camera up. A Jagged Punch setting up some Stealth Rocks, being hit by a Seismic Slam, getting taken out in one hit, the camera up goes down to recoil, sending me into Hermit, and Maxi into Volcarona, both our last Pokemon. The Stealth Rocks rip through his bug, and I go for a Jagged Punch. He tries to weaken it with a Chardy Berry, but it's too much, and I still finish him off, defeating Maxi, allowing Groudon to get away before Grunt comes in and teleports us to Slateport, where we find Team Aqua, and witness Archie and Max steal us up. On the way through the Aqua base, we run into this Grunt, who has a new Convergent that's a potato, and I just thought that was hilarious. Fighting through the Grunts, we run into Aqua Admin Matt once again, who kicks things off with his Blastoise this time, and I leave Eugene. Blastoise goes for a Big Up, flinchingly, Hydro Cannon, obviously changing up his strategy. I hit it with Megaton Hammer, taking it out, and then swapping Brienne, who easily handles Bubble, before being hit by an Ice Beam, finishing the Blastoise off with Body Press. Corviknight comes out next, so I swap in a Defib, driving an Ominous Wind, hitting a Flash Assist, taking the bird down, and that goes into his Barbarnacle, so I swap back in Brienne, surviving a Razor Shell, but being taken out on the last hit, going into Kasumi and Razor Shelling myself. Carnivine comes out next, being hit by a Frost Brand, before hitting a Fertile Fangs, one-shotting Kasumi again, just like the last battle. So I go back into Eugene, taking a Snap Trap, obliterating the Carnivine with Ice Hammer. Next, Machamp comes out and Drain Punches before being taken out by an Ice Hammer too. He then goes into his Muck, finishing Eugene off, as I go into Johan, going for a Nasty Plot, hit by a Knockoff, going for a second Nasty Plot, getting greedy, and being taken out by a Gun Shot. So I go into Hakai and start bulking up, losing my leftovers to a Knockoff. I go for a Drain Punch to stay healthy, getting knocked off again. We go back and forth like this for a bit before I Rage Fist, taking the Muck out. He then reveals he was just stalling so that Archie can get away. Heading out of the Aqua base, I'm absolutely flabbergasted to find a new route, which leads around to an Ice Zone, where we encounter Gale Revelry, a triple-type Fire Dragon Fairy Convergent Gyarados. We find out what Moss Deep City looks like in the winter, heading into the gym to challenge the terrible twins Tate and Liza. This is the biggest jump in difficulty between Elite Mode and the new Ace rework, I think. They are a lot easier. Their Delphox sets Telekinesis up, and I go for a Fake Out with Pants, bulking up with a guy, finished off by a Foul Play. I go for a Drain Punch into the Oranguru, bringing out Calypso, as the Oranguru goes for a Follow Me, being Drain Punched again. It's then taken out by Triple Arrows, as Kai tanks up Mystical Fire, doing a Defiant boost. They bring out a Slowbro, which maybe evolves, hitting a Gun Shot on Hakai, doing 4 times damage thanks to the Inverse Room. He survives on 1, Green Punching, taking the Delphox out, while Calypso shoots a Triple Arrow into the Slowbro, again doing quad damage because of the Inverse Room. They then bring in a Medicham and a Lunatone, giving Hakai another Defiant buff, so that he Drain Punches the Lunatone, one-shotting it, while the Medicham gets hit by Triple Arrows. Their final Pokemon is a Slowking, and despite being a Mega, it's not going to survive everything I've got left. For a Hypnosis into Calypso, and a Flamethrower at Hakai, managing to burn him, but still getting shot by the Drain Punch. Giving me a Liza win, and I think 2 attempts this time, compared to my normal about 10. And securing my Mind Badge. With that in hand, we head on over to the Space Station, where Team Magma wants a crack at a gauntlet battle this time. The first guy leads with a Rotom, and I lead with Blunder. The Rotom goes for a Splishy Splash, getting a Paralysis on me, but being taken out by a Jagged Fist. He then goes into a Fanfernal, turning me into a Ghost type of Trick or Treat, almost going down to a Jagged Punch as well, surviving, taking Blunder out with a Shadow Ball. It's a Speed Boost at the end of turn, and I swap in a Punch Baby, who's fast enough that the Speed Boost doesn't matter, taking it out with a Meteor Mag, finishing the first grunt, allowing me to go on to the second. Leads you with Hippowdon. I lead with Brienne going for a Spiky Shield, taking a Fire Fang, sitting
Leech Seed. I go for a Spiky Shield again next turn. Speed and Bleed do a bit of damage. Taking a second Fire Fang, finishing off with a Body Press. It then sent out an Algorithm Dug Trio. Goes for an Iron Head, bleeding itself on my spikes. Taking a whole bunch of Rocky Helmet damage before being taken down by a Body Press. The final mon is Garganackle. They go for a Body Press, taking it down to about half before it sets Stealth Rocks, using up with a Citrus Berry. Body Pressing me in turn. The second Body Press takes it down to the red, and the Body Presses me back again, taking Brienne out. So I go in a punch, baby. Throw it with a 1-inch punch. So that we can fight the last grunt, who leads with Odor. His Mega evolves, setting up a layer of spikes, and being hit by a Razor Shell from Kasumi. Goes for a bulk up, negating the defense drop, being hit by a Sacred Sword, and bulking up again. A second Sacred Sword fails to take it out, and it hits a Bar Barrage, taking Kasumi down. So I go into punch, baby. 1-inch punching him, as the grunt brings out a Beedrill. So I swap into Eugene, who tanks a Fell Stinger, getting an Anchor Point boost. Goes for a dual Wimpy, getting a Major 4 boost, being taken out by an Ice Hammer, and the grunt's last mon is Glamora, which hits a Sludge Wave, taking Yuchi down. So I go into Goro, surviving a critical Sludge Wave, almost one-shotting into the Seismic Fist. Then the second hit takes it out. We head on over to find Steven Stone, him as our partner, challenge Maxie and Courtney to a double battle. The Magma duo kick things off with their BDM and Ninetales. We lead with an Aggron and Blunder. A Jagged Punch, taking out the Ninetales in one hit. The Aggron goes for a Head Smash and a BDM, Blunder out with a Blizzy Blow. So I duo into Kasumi, and they bring out a Willigant, which misses its attack, taking some recoil damage, as I Night Slash the BDM, which is then finished off by Steve's Aggron. They bring out a Camera Up, Mega Evolving it, as the Willigant goes for a Leaf Blade. It doesn't take Aggron out, it is turn, finished off by a Toss Sprint from Kasumi. The Camera Up then takes out Steve's Aggron as he goes into Metagross, and they bring out a Granbull, also Mega Evolving, which gets hit by a Razor Shell from Kasumi, getting a defense drop and an attack buff. I go into Eugene, and Steve finishes the Granbull off with a Meteor Mash. Eugene almost gets taken out by a Searing Shot from the Camera Up, and Steve's Metagross has a Berry to weaken it, going for a high horsepower, taking the Camera Up out. Maxie brings out a Side Dragon next, which goes for a Snarl, both of our Pokemon survive. The Metagross hits it, taking it down to 1. Eugene then finishes it off. We win the battle. Steve has a great partner. I make my way over to the Seaboard Caverns, where just as I'm about to secure Kyogre, Archie runs up, brandishing the blue orb. He takes control of Kyogre, preventing my escape, and challenging me to a battle. He leads with a Fione. I kick things off with Plunder, swapping out into Goro right away, using his high special defense to tank the Surf. The Fione goes for Calm Mind, and I go for a Dragon Hammer, almost taking it out. We both heal up a little bit, and it goes for another Surf, taken out by a second Dragon Hammer. As Archie goes into his Kilowatt, which takes Goro out with a Flying type move. So I go into Brienne to Spiky Shield, and waste a turn of its Air Blower. Swapping out into Punch Baby, who gets hit by a Razor Wind, using Emergency Exit to go into Blunder. Now that the Tailwind petered out, I can Jagged Punch the bird in the face. Sharpedo comes out next, going for a Death Roll and taking Blunder down. So I swap back into Brienne, allowing it to hurt itself on my Rocky Helmet, going for a Body Press to finish it off. Redux Chomp comes out, going for a Shadow Claw, taking Rocky Helmet damage as well, as I set up Leech Seed. Going for Spiky Shield next turn, and being hit by a Shadow Claw, finishing it with an Iron Head. Archie then brings out Dreadnought. It goes for a Phantom Force, going through a Spiky Shield, and I go for an Iron Head, which doesn't do anything. Being taken out by another Phantom Force, the Dreadnought heals up a bunch, as I go into Eugene. Being hit by a Steel Roller, then hitting a Smash in Realities, taking the Ghost type down. Hisui and Goodra comes on out, going for an Iron Tail, but its shell is cracked by a Megaton Hammer, and Archie is taken out. We're then told that the weather is going haywire, and Team Magma runs in. We all head outside and witness the destruction. Steven Stone then comes in, after Archie and Maxie run off, and we decide we have to go to Sootopolis, where Kyogre and Groudon are having an epic battle, until a Sky Snake shows up, and descending from the heavens, he goes, "Hey, knock it off." And the legendaries go back home. So their Quasa's like, "My business is finished." My team and I have to take on a 2v1 double battle with the final pair of gym leaders, Juan and Wallace. But thankfully they have less Pokemon than they do on Elite Mode. They lead with a huge Redux Gardevoir and the convergent wheezing Storming. I go for a Night Slash into the Gardevoir with Kasumi, which uses a Wave Crash back into Pants, taking it down with a critical hit. Healing up with Predator, taking massive recoil. I then go into Defib, taking out the Storming for a second time. As I finish the Gardevoir with a Night Slash, Dugong comes out, sets up an Aurora Veil, and then Mega Evolves, being taken out by a Sacred Sword crit from Kasumi. Kasumi is then almost taken down by a Hurricane from Storming, putting on 1. Defib then takes Storming out with a Plasma Fist, as Wallace putting out their Crydonicus finishes Kasumi off with an Aqua Jet, before being taken down by a Plasma Fist. But this is only one battle, and we have a second one to go. So round 2 begins, with a Ferrothorn and a Redux Tinkaton. I go for an Aura Sphere with Gohan into the Ferrothorn. Tinkaton hits Brienne, getting wet by her ability. I then take out the Ferrothorn with a Body Press, going for a Flash Cannon into their Melodic. It hits an alluring voice, almost taking out Brienne. She then sets up a Leech Seed, going for a Spiky Shield, as Gohan cannons into the Tinkaton. They bring out a Kingdra next, which also Mega Evolves, as I finish off the Melodic with a Flash Cannon. It takes Brienne out with a Dragon Pulse. So I bring Defib out, and they bring out a Magikarp. I fake out the Kingdra, going for a Flash Cannon into the Magikarp, which has a Focus Sash. It then springs up in the air, going for a bounce, while we take the Kingdra down. The bounce, of course, does no damage, taken out by a Plasma Fist. 1 Wallace are then defeated, and I receive my last badge. And with all those badges, I head on over to Victory Road, running into Wally just as I'm about to enter. Wally leads with a Redux Tyranitar, setting up the sun and going for a Magma Storm, being Drain Punched by Goro, nearly being one-shotted. He then swaps out into Blade, tanking my Drain Punch, then Mega Evolving. So I swap out into Punch Baby, and sacrifice her to get a more favorable position. And Calypso out, taking Blade down with a Spirit Shackle. Wally's Garchomp comes out next and finishes my Aegislash off with a Fire Blast. So I go into Eugene, and after getting a couple Anger Point boosts, he obliterates the Garchomp with an Ice Hammer. Wally then circles back into Tyranitar, going for a Diamond Storm, finishing Eugene off and getting a defense buff. So I bring Blunder out, and finish it with a 1-inch punch. Wally then goes into a Shaman, which sets up grassy terrain, going for a Leech Seed on Goro, before being hit by an Earth Splitter, which did a whole lot less than I thought it was gonna. So I Dragon Hammer instead next turn, almost taking it down thanks to a crit, but the little bugger heals up, going for another Synthesis. This thing keeps telling me out. I go for another Earth Splitter, getting a defense drop, hoping that might be the key to victory, finally taking this thing down with the Dragon Hammer. After about 8 tries, Wally then brings out a Polartic, massive damage to Goro with an Avalanche, taking him out with an Icy Wind. I go into Kasumi, Sacred Sword, Wally brings out Magnezone as last mon, which is also taken out by a Sacred Sword, so that I can into Victory Road. Making my way through the cave, I find none other than Calvin at the end waiting for me, leading with a Cleon riding a Dugong. Aurora beams Brienne as I set up a Leech Seed. Hard swapping into Eugene, and Calvin tries to keep my attack down with a Growl, but it's not going to work as I have Anger Point. Going for a Crab Hammer, getting a bleed. Managed to beat this thing down despite its prismatic fur. Calvin then goes into a Smeargle, so I go Brienne and Body Press it, smothering it before it can do anything, setting up a Leech Seed on his Wobbuffet, being encored in a Body Press, taking massive damage from the counter. I can counter takes Brienne out, and I go into Pants, using an Oni Fist to take the Psychic type out. Calvin then goes into Skullbarus, going for a Lovely Bite, so I bring Punch Baby on out. But the Skullbarus has priority, we get emergency exited, so I go Kasumi, who takes a Lovely Bite, going for a Sacred Sword, showing him he's a bad dog. As Calvin goes into his Tinkaton, so I rip a Razor Shell, getting a crit. But it survives, taking Kasumi out with a bonk. So I go Punch Baby, finishing the tank with a Meteor Mash, as Calvin brings out his last Pokemon, the Shedinja, which one of his evolves, finishing Punch Baby with Shadow Sneak, so I bring Blunder out, going for a Jagged Punch, being taken out by a Fury Cutter, bringing Eugene out. Shedinja then goes for a Metal Claw, as I Ice Hammer its last layer of defense away, finally bringing it down with another Ice Hammer. And holy crap, that was a scary Pokemon for Calvin. Preparing my final team to take on the Dark Master Sydney. I meet him at the top of the stairs and begin my first of 5 fights. He leads with a Scrapster of his own, and I beat Brienne, getting knocked off, losing
Using my Rocky Helmet advantage right away, but setting up the leech seed. I go for a spiky shield next turn, getting the lead. Taking a poison jab. I bring the Scratcher down with a body press. Sydney then goes into a Houndoom, so I hard swap Blunder. Eating an overheat. Smacking the dog down with a jagged punch. Team Gambit comes out next, so I go back to Brienne. Surviving Excalibur but getting bled. I bleed it back with my ability, being taken out by a second Excalibur, going into Punch Baby, but she gets sucker punched and forced out. So I bring Kasumi in, and Sacred Sword the Samurai. City brings out an Absol next, Mega Evolving, but it gets Razor Shelled and taken out. So he goes into Toxicity Redux. I bring Punch Baby in, sacrificing it, going out into Blunder, but he too is taken out by an Overdrive, so I have to bring Pantsa in. And her massive special bolt allows her to survive. Taking the Toxicity out with the Seismic Slam. A surprise Beedrill then comes out next. Getting Lee Fisted, surviving on his Focus Sash, and the Fell Stinger. So I go Eugene, knowing he can survive whatever it throws at us despite its attack buff. Bringing it down with an Ice Hammer, and Sydney out of our way. Next on the hit list of the Elite Four is the Ghoulish Girl, the Ghostmaster Phoebe, who leads with a Dusknoir, setting up Twisted Dimension, royally screwing over Punch Baby with Shadow Clone. So I go into Pants, taking an Earthquake to hit back with an Oni Fist. Good thing swaps out with an Eject button, and she brings out a Redux Aegislash. Ross drops Pants, taking her down. So I bring Brienne in, and then use my Rocky Helmet to block the heal. Setting up a Leech Seed to heal a little. Going for a Spiky Shield next turn. It brings itself down with Rouse Dropping, or Icario comes out next. So I sacrifice Punch Baby, bringing Eugene out. Taking an Air Slash, and back with an Ice Hammer. One shot on the bird. Phoebe then brings out a Fanfernal. So I go Blunder, getting burned by a Heat Wave. Bringing it to the red with a Jagged Punch, before being taken out by a Requiem. It heals up a bit, and I go Kasumi, Night Slashing, smashing the pumpkin, as a Ninetales comes out, and it 2 falls to Razor Shell. Phoebe then brings her Dusknoir back around. Kasumi takes a Shadow Bone, and Night Slashes it to pieces, so she brings out her last Pokemon, Sableye, which Mega Evolves. Going for a Foul Play, setting up a Toxic, and was being taken out by a critical, so I swap in Brienne, its Foul Play takes it out of my Rocky Helmet. 2 down, 3 to go. Up next is Glacia, and I have to really question her judgment, because honestly, who likes ice? Come on. You can take that as you will, but she leads with an Aurorus, setting up an Aurora Veil, getting 1-inch punched by Punch Baby, and her down with a Sheer Cold. I finish it off with a Jagged Punch from Blunder, as Glacia brings out an Ice Cube. Which goes for a Belly Drum, healing up with a Citrus Berry, finishing Blunder off with an Ice Shard. So I bring Eugene out, getting a massive attack boost from a Triple Dive, going for a Megaton Hammer. Breaking its disguise, then getting Triple Dived again. Maxing out my attack, hammer the penguin into dirt. Sopranice then comes out, going for a Synchronoise, taking Eugene down, so I bring out Pants. Surviving the Roaring Voice, hitting an Oni Fist. Glacia then brings out a Polartic, so I go Brienne. Getting Jaw locked in, going for a Spiky Shield next turn, before being taken out by an Ice Hammer. So I bring Kasumi in. Finish the bear off with a Sacred Sword. Glacia then goes for Ocelot, which Mega Evolves into a new one, surviving a Night Slash. Bring Kasumi down to 1, before swapping out with an Empoleon. Kasumi dies to Frostbite, and I'm forced into Pants as my last mon. Glacia hard swaps back to the Frostlass, which dies to a Head Smash. As Empoleon comes back out again, missing its attack thankfully, so I'm able to take it down with a Head Smash. Did I earn this victory? I don't know. After making cubes out of Glacia, we climb the stairs to fight someone with a little more class, the Dragon Master Drake, and his sweet mustache. Drake leads with a Walking Wake, with no punches at all. I go Punch Baby, taking down a Focus Sash by Draco Meteor and switching out. I bring Pants in, as he hard swaps to a Regidrago. Pants takes a Dragon Pulse, taking it down with a submission. So he brings his Machamp out, Mega Evolving, so I hard swap Brienne, surviving a Sky Uppercut. Next turn he goes for a Dragon Hammer, and my Rocky Helmet tears through him. So Brienne's able to finish it off with a Body Press. Walking Wake comes back around, hitting an Overheat, taking Brienne out, so I bring Punch Baby back. But he hard swaps Fuji Flap, which almost is taken down by a 1-inch punch. And thankfully I'm faster, you turning out, bringing Eugene down as he brings in the Bridge. one-shots Eugene, so I go Kasumi. Somehow this massive lump of steel outspeeds as well, taking her out with an electroshot. So I bring in Punch Baby, knowing she's the fastest thing in the world. But it manages to survive in the red, so Blunder has to come in, cleaning the bridge up, and the walking wake comes back out once again. I outspeed, finishing the wake with a 1-inch punch, and Drake brings out a Cure in black. Blunder almost a 1-inch punches that in one shot as well, managing to survive an earthquake, taking Drake out. In no small part thanks to the Dark Manitan. My team and I steel ourselves for one final battle against the champion Stephen Stone, who leads with a Genesect, now moved here from his early game team. It extreme speeds into Punch Baby, switching her out into Kasumi. She goes for a Sacred Sword, blocking the bug. So Steve brings out a Claydol, which blocks the second hit of Razor Shell with its ability, taking Kasumi out with a Psycho Boost. So I bring Pants in and break it with an Oni Fist. Slitherwing comes out next, a surprise choice. Going for a flying press in a pan, taking her down in one hit. So I bring Eugene out. He just barely survives a flying press himself, hitting back with an Ice Hammer. Taking the Slitherwing down as Steve brings out his Metagross. It Mega Evolves, going for a Meteor Mash. Knocking Eugene out, so I bring in Brienne, who gets hit by a Psychokinetic Slam, managing to survive, going for a Spiky Shield next turn, finishing off the Metagross with a Body Press after it misses. Steve then brings his Redux Aggron out, goes for a Berserker Horn into Brienne, getting Leech Seeded, and taking a bit of Rocky Helmet damage. Berserker Horns again, before being Body Pressed into one, going down to my Leech Seed. As Steve brings out his Cradilly. Body Press fails to take it out, he goes for a Giga Drain. Body Pressed again, going down the second time, making me Hoenn champion. And I'd like to take this time to say thanks to all the people who put in hard work making this game what it is. As always, you guys know I love you. I register my final team, and relax a little bit, but I'll see you guys soon for Mono Normal. Token Death Mage out.